Oh, one more season to go, and then we're finally up to season 7. Everything that I've been leading up to, everything that I have been building toward is season 7. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Ugh. Okay. But let's just get through season 6. Okay. I am in a rush, can't tell you why. I'm going to go and see Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 again. I just can't help myself. I have to see it twice. Anyway, story for this season, well, not quite as chaotic as last season, because last season, as I said for my review for that season, was a bit all over the place. For this season, however, not as chaotic. The show starts off with Rick and the group dealing with a huge herd, like a army of walkers. Like, usually they come in herds, but this time it was a full-on army of walkers. And it starts off them trying to sort out that whole situation. The Alexandria gets attacked by the wolves, who I did mention last season, not really used to their full potential, as is most of the villains in The Walking Dead, except for 2, that being the Governor and Negan. Anyway, I'm smiling because we're so close to season 7. Anyway, so the wolves attack Alexandria, and that causes walkers to... That opens the door for walkers to also invade, and Alexandria is a bit, struggling to survive after that big dramatic thing. And then once things start to settle down and it all goes back to normal, we are introduced to the Saviors.
Holy shit!
Okay, so I've done that now. I just want to thoughts. I'm gonna go to my thoughts. I said that, like, in the synopsis for the story, I said that the show starts off with them trying to deal with these walkers. I gotta say, I love the first 2 episodes, especially the first one, because it felt so epic how they were dealing with this whole thing. It's probably the biggest thing that they've ever done. And, anyway, I just love it, but I love that whole episode, but the thing I don't understand is, why does it constantly jump from black and white to color? It goes from color to black and white, back and forth. I don't understand why. Does it need to? Not really. I think that was that could have been a creative choice, but to me it comes across as, people may not understand that we're going from past to present, so we're just going to change the color of it. It felt like a bit of a lazy move. It's like they didn't trust the audience enough to know that we would understand what's going on. Yeah. I love how Daryl is, so this also is a part of episode 2. My 2 favorite, like, the first 2 episodes I loved, right? And I think it was in the second episode, where Daryl abandons Abraham and Sasha, because it's just Daryl, Abraham, and Sasha in leading that whole army of walkers away from Alexandria in another direction. And Daryl is so scared of losing Alexandria, he's become so attached to this place that he leaves Abraham and Sasha behind. And I love it. Like, I love seeing these moments, and I know I'm not the only one. I know this has been said multiple times, but I have to say it for myself. I love seeing those small little moments where we see Daryl's humanity, where we see him actually care. And they happen a lot more than you'd think, but not as much as other people. And that's what makes him such an interesting character, is that he is tough. He does have a solid heart. But he does care. He does he is a human being. He has emotion, and I love it. Glenn's fake death. I have to talk about this. I think I talked about it in one video that I did a while ago, last year. The Walking Dead is great. Up here. Yeah, I talked about that and I kind of defended it. But I gotta say, watching it a second time, it was kind of wasted my emotions. Like, I went back and thought on it, while watching the episode. I was thinking, it didn't really need to happen. It didn't really need to happen. Like, we didn't. They didn't need to portray the scene that way so that we think he's dying when he's really not. We all know by now that he didn't die. And it doesn't have that rewatchability factor. Of course it wouldn't, because we know he survives. But yeah. Anyway, I don't want to go too much into that because it really is a grey area, because everyone has a different opinion. Like, one opinion can be completely opposite to another opinion, or it could be similar but one very distinct difference in that opinion. It's all over the place. I don't want to go too much into that because I kind of already did once before. I said it once, I'll say it again. The show focuses on too many characters, okay? The show started off with a small... the show started off focusing on a small number of people, right? Yes, the group was big, but the show in season 1, which I gotta say, that's one of the many things that season 1 has going for it. It had a huge group of people, right? A substantial amount of people in that group, and it only focused on a few, and that's all we needed. What this show this show can eventually does, and still does, is it focuses on too many characters. Side characters become main characters, and therefore, when our emotions are wasted on that, we don't really care about the stuff that actually goes on with the actual main characters, right? When the shit hits the fan and stuff goes down with the real characters, we don't care that much. Like, there was this, I'll give you an example. Shit, I forgot the example. You know what? Forget about the fucking example. You know I'm right, okay? It focuses on too many side characters. It tries to... It's almost like that... replacements. Right? Because eventually... one main character will die. And so the side character that they have been focusing on then takes their place. So, yeah, I think it's better if we see a side character's progression and arc from a distance, okay? Don't make it a central part of the show or an episode, okay? Make it a very small, minute, I guess, thing that goes on in the background or whatever. Yeah, do that. Don't make it so central. Because our central characters get left behind in the mud. Very metaphorical, but it's true. Some characters die in the stupidest fucking ways. I kid you not. There was this one girl. I think she was looking over her mother and father or whatever in this burnt house. Whatever, yeah. She came across this house. Apparently she was related to them or knew them, whatever. It doesn't really matter. I don't care about this thing. But she is standing over them. Somehow she fucking falls down. And they're melted glass is all over these walkers, right? The glass breaks, she falls down and gets eaten alive. I mean, when you read a death like that, like when you read it on script or hear about it from another person, it sounds stupid. It looks even stupider on film when we're actually seeing it in the show. That's just one example. There are so many more stupid deaths that it just annoys me. It's like, I don't really care about this character, but do they have to die so stupidly? No, it just seems like lazy writing. And I don't want to hate on the show, it tends to happen. It happens in everything. Now, I know I said that the season had a good start with the first and second episodes. And it's true. I really liked the way the season started. It was really epic, and I really rooted for our protagonists. But this point I'm about to make really ties into the show focusing on too many characters. Which is why everything after the first two episodes was a pretty fast decline in quality of the show. It was very boring. I yawned uncontrollably. And I just didn't feel anything. For a while, I just couldn't care. And I'm not just saying this because I saw it a second time. It was also when I saw it the first time. Season 6, I'm gonna say this right now. Season 6 had some of the most boring episodes in all the 7 seasons. Season 6 had the most boring episodes of all of them. Up until one thing. Until I hear the name Negan. And Daryl blows those people up with a rocket launcher. Kaboom! I absolutely... Oh, yeah. Fucking... Oh, my gosh. What I'm about to say, I really don't know that much about, okay? I don't know if this couple that I'm about to mention is a couple from the comic books, because I know there are comic books. We all should know that by now. I don't know if this is a thing from the comic books, if they have taken this from the comic books, or they decided to do that on their own. I don't know people's thoughts on this subject. But Rick and Michonne... I mean, come on. No, I just don't buy it. I bought Rick and Jessie, I think her name was, as expendable as she was, and like I knew she was gonna die, but I still think she is a better match for Rick. It just doesn't. It feels wrong. Okay, it feels really wrong, and every time they start touching each other, it's just like no. It's just, no, I don't even want to watch. Turn it off. Just go away. Too much. Anyway, with my review for this season, I have added a new category. Favorite episodes. I should have done this from the beginning, but I never thought of it. Favorite episodes. Episode 1 and 2, as I stated, and episode 10. Episode 16 is one of my favorite episodes because it just feels like, fuck, these guys can't get anywhere. That's why. Because I'm actually feeling what our protagonists are feeling, and that's always good when you can relate to the people that you're watching. Anyway, but I like episode 10. Episode 10 is probably my most favorite episode out of all of them, okay? Because it's it is the most comedic episode that I've ever seen. It is the funniest Walking Dead episode that I have ever seen. Yet, that is. I mean, we don't know what the future holds, but I love this episode because the show, I will admit, it is sad, okay? But it's meant to be sad, alright? This is a apocalypse. This is a show about a zombie apocalypse, right? People are gonna fucking die. It's gonna be sad and depressing, okay? But there are glimmers of hope, glimmers of humor, and that's why I love this episode, because it's the funniest one, my most favorite one, because it has such lightness. It has a lightness to it, and that's why I like it. Anyway, favorite moments. Really quickly, the loud truck. Pretty much, the loud truck, but like the end of episode 1 and the beginning of episode 2, in that time frame, like the end of, like, the first half of the very, I'm gonna go back. The very end of episode 1 and the first half of episode 2 is my favorite moments because it's the loud truck bit. It's great because it's awesome. That's all I got. Living versus Dead. Oh yeah. I forgot what episode that was in. But it's the episode where Daryl fills that lake with gas and then shoots a fucking rocket launcher into it. That episode. Love that whole scene. Gabriel Kills. That's the episode where they go to the satellite station and kill off all those saviors. And like I fucking I cannot. Okay, I might be that always happens when I get excited. I fucking love Gabriel. Getting way too excited right now. But I hated him in season 5. As I said, he was a fucking bastard, right? I don't need to go into it because I already told you guys about it. But I hated him in this season. He steps up like a boss. And I absolutely love him for it. Don't watch. You're probably looking at me like, what a fucking weirdo. This is what he does when he gets excited. He fucking chokes up like this, like a maniac. Anyway, I need to control myself. Yeah, but I love. I'm also gonna tie my favorite moment into my favorite characters. Gabriel Kills, favorite character. I love Gabriel in this season because he's such a badass. He kills someone in the best way possible, right? Gabriel steps over this guy who's injured. The guy, wants to live, says, you can't do it, whatever the fuck, I don't care. And Gabriel starts saying prayers or spouting off scriptures. I'm pretty sure it's scriptures. And we think he's just, like, talking to the guy, right? Like, he's talking to the guy through, by saying scriptures and, like, trying to save him. Nah, it was a prayer. He shoots him, says, amen, done. Fucking awesome! Oh, and another bit. So many good bits. Gabriel has so many good moments in this season. There's another bit. It's also tied into the Living versus Dead, where in that episode where I told you about Daryl shooting the lake and it all blown up with the rocket launcher. In that very episode, he's with a whole bunch of other believers, Christian, Catholics, whatever. They're praying for God to save Alexandria. And what he says, God has given us the courage to. He said it a lot more awesome than that, but you get the point. He is a badass this season. He really steps up. He's like a mixture of Carol and Glenn together. I don't know why. I just see him as that. And because of it, he's my new favorite character. Yes, you can make him a main character. I will eat that shit up. Okay. 2 more favorite moments. Carol takes out an entire group. And Negan's introduction. I don't want to explain that because, how long have I been going for? Holy shit. Fuck. I gotta hurry up. Okay. Favorite characters. Morgan. Okay, I already said Gabriel, so I'm not going to include him in that. Oh, getting too excited again. Morgan, why? Because he's kind of like the Batman of The Walking Dead. Simple as that. He is awesome, okay? This guy is a guy with morals. He doesn't want to kill. Also, I love his arc. Character arcs, I put it down. Morgan's arc from crazy to awesome. An entire episode devoted just to Morgan and him coming back from the crazy self. And I love him now because as I said, he's Batman. Carol, Rick, and Daryl. Last season, I'm pretty sure I think it was last season or season 4. I said that I like Rick and Carl because of their. Because they kind of bounce off one another. The dynamic between them was awesome. I just loved seeing them work together. Rick and Daryl, this season, they're the dynamic duo of this season, and I love them. They were just awesome together. Carl by himself because he can be by himself now because he's awesome. As I said, Gabriel and Maggie. She kills people. Awesome shit. Love it. And as I said, usually the last thing on my notes is character arcs. I already said it. Morgan's arc from crazy to awesome. That's it for my season 6 review. I will see you for my review for season 7. Please go down, like and comment on this video and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.